podcast in which we take an adult and critical perspective into the world of cartoons and animation and analyze how they affect the pop cultural landscape at large. I'm one of your hosts, Nikki.
I'm Nina.
Tooch, helping, podcast!
And this week, we are talking about the two Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs movies. At first, we were thinking we would only talk about the first one. Then we watched the second one, and it's like, no, they're both good. Differently. But, they're both good and both worth talking about.
I think so.
Because, Nina, you were saying, you had heard from people that the second one was bad, and I can understand the mentality behind a real ding-dong who would think that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we'll get into...
Because it's not as good as the first one, I'll give it that.
We'll get into it. If you take these movies as face value, then they are bad, but then you're not getting the point.
Wow. I want to hear exactly what you mean by that later. First, we got some news.
Okay. First big story. A lot of you guys wrote in about this. Of course, we all heard about it as soon as it dropped. But Rebecca Sugar has written a book about Steven Universe called The Answer. It's a sort of an adaptation of the episode. But it's in a children's book form. And it's going to be coming out... did she give a date? Soon. Real Scott.
Yeah. We see both the front and back cover. It's deliberately evoking a little golden book. Yeah, it's so cute. Written by Sugar, art by Elle Michalka and Tiffany Ford. We know Michalka did the cover. I don't know if Ford ends up doing everything in the inside. I follow Tiffany Ford on Tumblr and stuff. She's a storyboard artist for Clarence. I don't know about Michalka. It looks super cute. It's a very important episode. This is a children's book about normalizing a same gender, as it were, I guess, relationship.
Yeah, Rebecca says that it's the classic story, but told in an entirely new way. So I don't know if that just means in book form, or they sort of take a slightly different angle to it, because...
I've seen tweets that it's it's different enough. It's worth your time even if you've already seen the episode.
Well, I was gonna check it out anyway. I mean, it looks so cute. Look at the way that Ruby stares at Sapphire. I want to be there someday.
Yeah. Michalka and Ford were both original Crewniverse members. I know Ford no longer is. I don't know about Michalka.
Yeah. So this is very exciting. So keep an eye on that puppy. I think you can already pre-order it on Amazon. So... there you go. Alrighty. We got another quick one. Hunter x Hunter is going to be dubbed and aired on Toonami. Oh, I guess it already started on Saturday, April 16th. So if you missed that, Hunter x Hunter is on Toonami now. Hooray!
It's one of my favorite anime mangas. I really like it. It's a really great, amazing, fun textbook example of everything the shonen genre has to offer. I love the shit out of it.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check out Hunter x Hunter for a while, so this is a great way to do that.
It is one of those shows that, there's marked improvement in the storytelling and world building every single arc. It just gets better.
You may know the show as Hunter x Hunter, which is apparently
incorrect. It's just
the
Hunter x Hunter. There's a lot of people, people who, should know that it's... I've ran into people who are they're from Japan and stuff, and I've heard a million different ways to say it. One of the most annoying ones I've heard is Hunter against Hunter. That's what the X stands for. That doesn't make any sense.
That's the worst one.
And then if you look up what it says in the Japanese, it's literally Hunta Hunta. That's it.
Yeah, the katakana. Yeah, or maybe hiragana. I don't remember which one is which. I've heard Hunter cross Hunter, which I'll accept because I like fighting games. And what I like to do is Hunter Junter, because I refuse to let the X be silent.
Jesus.
Oh, man.
So yeah, that'll go on our list.
Yeah, definitely.
I didn't realize it wasn't dubbed, because I know the manga's been around forever,
well, this is the
right?
newer anime, so maybe the old anime was...
The old anime was dubbed and it was atrocious.
Yeah, so this is the new, better version.
It's more directly adapted from the manga.
If I wanted to be really pretentious, I'd figure out how to pronounce the upside-down Hunter on the logo type.
Wow.
Okay.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna do it. Hininir. No, it's not.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, so there's 2 new projects that we learned about this week. One is this project called Pearl by our buddy Patrick Osborne, who you may remember as the guy who did the Feast short for Disney, among some other things. It's an interesting kind of project. It's one of those 360-degree things that you might be seeing a lot on YouTube and your iOS and Android stuff. But it's also going to be a narrative and like a 360-degree sort of interactive experience. It's set inside the beloved hatchback that serves as their home. Pearl follows a girl and her dad as they crisscross the country chasing their dreams. The story is about the gifts we hand down and their power to carry love and finding grace in the unlikeliest of places.
Now, for people who don't know, unlike me, who definitely knows, what is a 360-degree thing?
So I've seen some videos on like YouTube where, not animation, but live action, where it's literally a camera that records in 360 degrees. So when you play the video, I think you have to play it on Google Chrome, you could like literally scroll around and turn the video around 360 degrees. You can look up, you can look down.
As it's playing?
As it's playing, yes. It doesn't pause the video or anything. And looking at the trailer, this story takes place all within this car. This one car. And it doesn't seem like we leave the car. So I imagine that as it plays out, we can spin around the car, look at the passenger seat more closely, the driver's seat, look out the window, the front window, left, right, whatever, back of the car. While, this narrative plays out of this dad and this girl just spending their life in this car, going wherever they go.
Sounds great.
Yeah, I'm very interested.
That's a very, very interesting premise, yeah.
So that's going to be super cool. So keep an eye on that. It's going to premiere at New York's Tribeca Film Festival. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, it says it's going to be available on Android and iOS soon, so I guess after it's premiering, it gets its press and whatever, it'll be available on those platforms. If we find out any further information, we'll be sure to let you know, but this sounds really super cool. Alright. And one last news story for today is another first in the world of countries that haven't made animated features making animated features. The United Arab Emirates has produced its first animated feature called Bilal. It's made by a Dubai-based entertainment group, and it's an action-oriented historical epic based on the life of Bilal ibn Rabah, who was a slave who became a companion of the Prophet Muhammad.
I think when this movie was first announced, we did a story on it.
Maybe. I don't remember.
I recall. This plot rings a bell to me.
Well,
yeah.
We have a trailer, which is gorgeous. It looks really pretty.
Yeah, from a technical standpoint, I'm watching it muted right now. It's phenomenal. Yeah. Especially from a country with no animation experience. It makes sense that if anyone in the Arab world was going to be the first to put their foot in the animation game, it would be Dubai, because they've got all that fucking money.
It was produced at a cost of $30 million, and funding came from private equity investors in the Gulf region, as well as support from the Doha Film Institute.
There are people and businesses in the UAE that just have basically infinite money. So it's cool that they're doing
sultans.
Something cool.
Yeah, they're making art.
Yeah.
Remember when rich people used to invest in art? That was cool, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool they're doing this again, and it's something that's very much about them, and this is gorgeous. This is, holy shit, the texture on that rock.
I know, right?
That was just like a photograph of a rock that they put in this
It's
movie.
really pretty, and it looks like this amazing epic story. I'm not very familiar with this story, but I'd love to be. It sounds like it would make for great cinema.
Yeah.
And it is going to be released internationally as well. It's going to debut at an event called the Animation Day in Cannes, which is not part of the Cannes Film Festival apparently, but whatever. I don't know. But the producers of the film are currently in talks with global sales companies to handle theatrical distribution outside of the Gulf region. The trailer was in English, dubbed in English, so I really hope that goes through because this looks so cool and I want to watch it.
Yeah, I mean, and again, anytime any new country's doing a new thing, like, I'm interested. Especially if it's very much, like, about, their culture, like that El Americano thing from Mexico.
Yeah.
Or like that Chinese monkey
the
movie.
Monkey King. Yeah. So I'm glad all these international films are happening in the world of animation. That's really encouraging. And I just hope to be able to find them in easy to watch places, hopefully, eventually. And that's all about I got for news this week, unless you guys want to talk about something.
Yeah, there's one other tangentially cartoon-related thing. So Hideki Anno and a guy who's worked with him, I believe his last name is Higuchi, are making a Godzilla movie, and the trailer dropped last week. We saw it immediately after recording last week's episode, and it's fucking incredible. It's live action. Because it's Godzilla, but, it's two animation industry legends who, I mean, say what you will about Hideki Anno stuff, and I have, and a lot of that from a place of, prejudgment, but I have confidence the man can do a melodramatic battle between big entities.
Higuchi also directed other tokusatsu stuff, or worked on other tokusatsu stuff.
Yeah.
So he has experience in both genres.
Cool.
Yeah, I found out from talking to my buddy at work who's a huge Godzilla guy, is that they were originally going to use a puppet but couldn't make it to work, so instead they CGI'd Godzilla to make him look like a puppet.
That's awesome.
Oh wow, wait.
He's not a puppet?
Because you look at the No,
well, first of all, they're not they're never exactly puppets, they're guys in suits.
Well, yeah, that's
Yeah. But there's puppeteering elements.
Yeah, that's a puppet detail.
Yeah, he's not a practical effect.
What? He looks like a practical effect. That's
during
awesome.
That shot at the beginning. Yeah, especially in that shot in the beginning of the trailer where he roars, like, he just unhinges his jaw and shakes his head around. That's like how he used to be when it was just some schmuck in a suit. And then they just drew him that way, and it looks great. A lot of people are, of course, really hung up on his skin in that he's covered head to toe in third-degree burns as if he was in the epicenter of a nuclear blast. I love it.
Yeah.
The best part, though, is the tail.
I love his teeth.
The tail is...
He's got a scary face.
I like his tiny hands, his tiny shriveled arms.
I just love he's got like a squirrel's tail. It's like
twice the length 50%. Of him.
It's like at least 3 heads taller than he is in prehensile, and I love it.
It's crazy. It's great. I'm excited. I'm not like a huge Godzilla. I've only seen the first Godzilla.
I'm not a big Godzilla guy by any stretch, but this is the most excited a trailer has made me in a long time.
I've seen almost every Godzilla film at least once, and I'm super duper excited for this much more than I was after I saw the American Godzilla, which, I mean, it's just barely decent. I did not have a fun time with that one. It was whatever, but this one looks really interesting.
Godzilla's design in it was good, but bleh.
Boring movie.
Anywho,